In this lecture, we are going to see about equivalence of push-down automata and CFL is nothing but context-free language. So there are three classes of languages. One is CFL, context-free language. A language is accepted by finite automata, or a language can be easily described by a grammar. Then the language is said to be context-free language. In that language, which is accepted by the final state of push-down automata and is also accepted by empty stack of push-down automata. In that concept we saw in conversion of language to push-down automata. So these are the equivalence process. We have to construct the push-down automata from grammar by empty stack or by an final state. And also the reverse process of we can easily construct the grammar from the push-down automata, that is either done by empty stack or final state. So in the previous lecture we saw about there are three techniques or three concepts in push-down automata. First one is language to push-down automata. The second one is grammar to push-down automata, and the last one is we can easily construct the push-down automata from the given context-free grammar. So in this class we are going to see about how we can construct the push-down automata from a context-free grammar. So the problem is convert the grammar CFG to a push-down automata. So we all know this is grammar. Grammar consists of four tuples: variables, terminals, start symbol, and protection rules. So here the terminal symbols are plus and id, because this is the plus is a symbol and id is the lowercase letter, and non-terminal is uppercase letter. So here capital E is a variable or non-terminal, and S is the start symbol, that is the head of the production. Here the head of the production symbol is capital E, and capital P is the production rule. So here there are two production rule. One is E tends to E plus E, and the second production rule is E tends to I. This is the common grammar. And push-down automata having 7 tuples, that is capital Q, sigma, del, Q naught, F, tau, and Z naught. So here Q is the set of states. Here we can't represent the finite automata for the given grammar easily without knowing the number of input symbol. So we are generally assuming the state is Q, and sigma is the input alphabet. Input alphabets are the terminal symbols only. So in the grammar the terminal symbols are plus and id, and del is the transition function, and the Q naught is the initial state. We are taking all the state is Q, so I am assuming the initial state is also Q, and F is the final state, and this is also assuming as Q, because we don't know the number of states of this particular finite automata, so we are just taken the states of Q. And the next one is tau. Tau is the set of stack symbols. Here the stack symbols are E, plus, and id. So the stack symbol is nothing but it is the union of sigma and union of the stack symbols. So what are the stack symbols presented in stack with the union of the input alphabet? Here the input alphabet is plus and id. So it is perform the union operation with the variable symbols, that is E. So E plus id, the symbols of the stack. So Z naught is the bottom of the stack element. Here we are assuming the stack element is E. So the Z naught is here is E. So this is the push-down automata tuple. Now we have to convert the given grammar into push-down automata. That is, we are going to construct the transition function from this grammar. So the first step is we are taking the transition function del of. Here the initial state is considered as Q. So Q comma, and the input symbols are plus id, and which also include the epsilon symbol, because epsilon is the empty string. So every grammar may or may not having the epsilon. So initially we are taking the epsilon as the input symbol. So epsilon is the input symbol, and in bottom of the stack which having the element is E. Right, usually push-down automata we are considering Z naught is the bottom of the stack element, but in this problem capital E is only presented in the grammar, so we are assuming capital E is the bottom of the stack element. So the bottom of the stack element is E is equal to, in this right hand side we have to write, this is the grammar, so we have to write the grammar production as q comma, because the next state and the final states are, we are assuming q only, so the next state is q, and this q having two production in this grammar, which means E is the stack symbol which have two productions, so that production is written as the right hand side production of the given production rule capital E. So the first production is E plus E. Again the state, next state q comma, next production of E is ID. So this is the first production, first transition function for this grammar. For the input symbol epsilon and the stack symbol is E. So after this is the after reading this production rules, the stack contains only E as the bottom of the element. But after the production rule is applied for this initial state, so this is the stack symbol plus. So the stack plus operation is pushed into the stack, and next symbol is ID. So after plus, the ID symbol is pushed into the stack. So the now the stack having the elements are ID plus and E. So the next transition function del of the current state is Q, because the current state is Q comma, now the element is to be read as ID. So ID, then this is the top of the stack element, here the top of the stack element is ID, so is equal to, the next state will be Q comma, here the input symbol is ID and the top of the stack is ID, so which is equal. So for this input symbol ID, the stack element ID is popped, so this is epsilon, which means for this ID is popped, so the particular stack, this cell is empty, right? After this ID is emptied, this stack element, this cell of this particular stack is empty, so we are writing it as a empty symbol. So after this ID is popped, the stack having the element only plus and E, right? Because ID is popped. So the next transition function is del of the current state is Q comma, after ID the remaining input symbol is plus. So now the top of the stack element is plus, then we have to check the current symbol is plus and the top of the stack is plus. So for the same symbols we have to pop plus from the stack. So after popping plus, the stack having the only the element is E. So the next state is Q, and for plus is popped, so this cell is empty. For this we have to write epsilon. So now the stack having only the E is the stack symbol, so that's why here we are writing E is only the stack symbol. So this is the push down automata for this grammar. So initially we have to write the terminal symbols and the stack symbols, initial state, final state, a number of states from the given grammar. Then only you can easily write the push down automata for the particular given grammar. Again I repeat, here the state is number of state, Q is number of states. We can't assume the number of states without knowing the input symbol, so we are taking the number of state as Q, and the input symbol are always usually the terminal symbols. Terminal symbols is nothing but lowercase letters, symbols, digits, etc. So here the symbol is plus and lowercase letter is ID, so the input symbol epsilon is plus and ID. Del is the transition function and Q naught is the initial state. Again we are taking initial state as Q, and F is the set of final state. The final state is Q alone, and after that tau is the set of stack symbol. Usually stack symbols is nothing but input alphabet union in the bottom of the stack element. So here the input symbol is plus and ID, and bottom of the stack element is E. So this E is union with plus and ID. So the tau is the stack elements having E plus ID. And Z0 is the usually push down automata having Z0 is the bottom of the stack element, but here the problem is not given Z0, so we are taking E is the bottom of the stack element. So we have to write the push down automata from this grammar. First we have to write the del of transition function of Q is the initial state, and epsilon is also the input symbol, because initially we don't have any input symbol. So before passing any input symbol we have to apply the epsilon as the current input symbol. So initially the stack having E only, so E is the top of the stack element. So in this right hand side you have to write the production of the capital E from this grammar, E having two production. So for this E plus E, and second production of E is ID. In case capital E tends to small a means you have to write another production comma Q comma A. So in the right hand side of the particular variable you have to write all the productions from the grammar of the particular variable or non-terminal. So after inserting plus, so plus is pushed into stack and ID is pushed into the stack. So after performing the corresponding functions for capital E, we have to insert the next input symbol ID. So ID comma, now the top of the stack element is ID, so you have to write ID. For this ID input symbol and top of the stack ID, we have to perform the pop operation. So this ID is popped from the stack, so this cell becomes empty. For that reason only here we are writing epsilon, that is null cell. After then the last symbol is plus, so the current symbol is plus and comma. After removing ID, the the stack having plus as the top symbol, so the top of the element is plus. For this also the same process. For this plus symbol, the top of the stack plus is popped, so the cell becomes empty. So that's why we are writing epsilon as the which means indicating the null string. So this is the push down automata for this corresponding grammar. In the same problem, they may have to ask test whether the particular input string is accepted by the given grammar of push down automata or not. Similarly done for the push down automata for the language. So here the input string is ID plus ID plus ID. So we have to write the initial state in the push down automata is Q, and the input string is ID plus ID, and this is the stack element. In this problem we are having capital E is the bottom of the stack element, so E is the either it is a top or bottom of the stack element. So in the first step you have to write the same state Q, and the input symbol is ID plus ID and plus ID comma. For E we have to substitute E plus E, E plus E, and then the next step is also Q comma ID plus ID plus ID, and this is the stack element, so it indicates the stack having E plus E. So for this E we have to substitute something, then only we can simulate the current input symbol and bottom of the stack element. After that only the particular top of the element from the stack have to be popped. So for this E we have to substitute something, that is ID and plus E. So now the current stack element is ID, current input symbol is ID, and the current stack top of the stack element is ID. So for this ID is popped from this stack, so the remaining of the element is plus ID and plus ID comma plus E. Now also the current symbol is plus and the top of the stack element. After pop this E, the stack having the element plus and E only. So the current symbol is plus and the top of the stack is plus. So this plus is popped from the stack. So after this the stack having E. So here also Q comma ID plus ID and E. Now we have to substitute ID plus ID comma substitute E for something, then only we have to simulate. So we have substitute E for E plus E, because in the given grammar E having two productions, one is E plus E and another one is ID. So for E in this steps we have to substitute E plus E. After this Q comma ID plus ID comma, for this E we have to substitute ID, so ID plus E, then Q comma, for this E we are having E plus E, then this E can be replaced by ID plus and E. So now the input symbol is ID and the top of the stack is ID, so this ID is popped, so the remaining symbol is plus ID and here plus E. So now after popping this element, the stack having plus and E. So now also the current symbol is plus and the top of the stack is plus, so this plus is also popped, so the remaining symbol is Q and ID comma E. Now the stack having the element is E. So the next step Q comma ID, for this ID we can substitute the value for ID. So now we can substitute in the stack id for e. So now the current symbol is id and the top of the stack is id, so this id is popped. So q comma epsilon comma epsilon, because the stack is empty after removing id from the stack element, so the current symbol is also emptied and the stack don't have any element. So the given input string id plus id, it is processed till the end of the process, which means the input string and the stack elements are equal and popped. So it obtains from id plus id to epsilon. So the given input string id plus id is accepted by the given push-down automata or by using the production rules of the given grammar. Next topic is conversion of push-down automata into CFG. So this is the last topic in unit 3. So in before that, the first one in push-down automata we saw language to push-down automata. So the second concept is grammar to push-down automata, and the last one is push-down automata to CFG, context-free grammar. So this is the given problem. Let m is equal to m is the push-down automata. These are the tuples in push-down automata. So there are two states, q0 and q1, and input alphabet is 0 and 1. This is the stack symbol. Stack having x and z0 is the element. Z0 is the bottom of the element. Above that x is the another stack element. Del is the transition function and q0 is the initial state and z0 is the bottom of the stack element and q1 is the final state. So these are the 7 tuples in push-down automata. Here del is the transition function which is given by, there are 6 transition function for push-down automata. This is the tuple of push-down automata and this is the transition function of this del of the corresponding push-down automata. So from this push-down automata we have to construct the grammar. The first step in conversion of push-down automata to CFG, we have to write the terminals and all variables which are presented in the push-down automata. After that only we can easily solve the problem. So first of all you have to write the terminals and non-terminals, so that is variable. So the solution, the terminals in the grammars are is obviously 0 and 1. So terminals are 0 and 1. So next we have to write the variable or non-terminals. You all know variable is nothing but it's a set of, it is the uppercase letters, that is capital letters. So in this problem we have to assume the start symbol as capital S. For this grammar we have to consider capital S is the start symbol for the production rules. So first of all I have to take S is the start symbol. After that you have to write the variables from this transition rules. There are two states, one is q0 and q1. So we have to write all possible combinations of this particular two state by using the stack symbols. Here there are two stack symbols, one is x and another one is z0, and there are two states, one is q0 and another one is q1. Watch carefully. The first state, initial state is q0, right? The stack symbol, initial stack symbol is x, so I have to write all possible combinations of q0 with q1 by applying the stack symbol x. So the first possible case is q0 to q0, which is the self loop state. Otherwise q0 go to q1, right? So the second possible one is q0 to q1, and another possible one is q1 q0, and the last possible case for q1 q1. So in between, as I already said, by using the stack symbol x, so I have to write the stack symbol x in between the two states. Now you will see there are only two states, q0 and q1, but by applying the stack symbol x, so the state having q0 to q1 or q0 to q1, so q0 to q0 or otherwise q0 to q1, then q1 to q0, q1 to q0. You are assuming there are two states, right? q0 and q1. So it may having go to the self loop, so q0 to q0, or q0 to q1, so q0 to q1. Next one is it may go to q1 to q0, so q1 to q0, or otherwise it is a self loop, so that is q1 to q1. So the four possible cases of q0 to q1 by applying the stack symbol x only. So these are the four variables for this push down automata. Similarly, we have to write for the another stack symbol z0, because stack having two element, one is x and z0. So for x we are writing four possible cases. Similarly, we have to write z0 for four possible cases. The same step is repeated, only x is replaced by z0. So q0, z0, q0, same case. Second one is q0, z0, q1. The third one is q1, z0, q0, and the last one is q1, z0, q1. So these are the 9 variables in corresponding push down automata. Initial one is start symbol, because each and every grammar should start with the start symbol. So we are assuming S is a start symbol, otherwise you can take any uppercase letters, capital A, capital B, you can take anything, but it is for easy understanding purpose they are assuming the start symbol as capital S. And 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 variables from this production rules by taking the two possible states q0 and q1 for the corresponding two stack symbols x and z0. So in the first step you have to write all the terminals and non-terminals, that is variables from the given grammar. So after this this is the variables. So for next step we have to write the grammar for each and every variable in the particular given grammar. So there are 9 variables, so we have to write production rule for each and every variable in this variable, right? So first variable is capital S. So for this variable we have to write the production rules. There are two state, one is q0 and another one is, there is two state, one is q0 and another one is q1. So we'll start with the production rule is q0, because q0 is the initial state. So q0, the same concept, there are two possible cases, q0 to q0 or otherwise q0 to q1. So q0, and the stack bottom of the stack element is z0. So we are using z0, q0, z0 and q0. And another possible case is for start symbol q0, q0 and q1. So this is the grammar production rule for this start symbol, q0 to q0, or it goes to q0 to q1. Here we are using two stack symbol x and z0, because in the given definition of a push down automata they are giving two stack symbols. So in this variable we are using two stack symbols for all possible cases, but this is the grammar production rule for this variable capital S. So S is the start symbol, so it includes only the initial state and the bottom of the stack element. So bottom of the stack element is only z0, and it only consider the initial state from the beginning, but the final state may be having anything q0 and q1, but it includes only the initial state of both start symbol production rules. So it goes from q0 to q0 or q0 to q1, because q0 to q1 is a self loop, q0 to q1 is the final state. It reaches the final input of the string by using only the bottom of the stack element. So this is the production rule for this first variable. So after this we have to write all production rules for this all 8 variables of the corresponding push down automata. So let us take the first transition function which is given in the push down automata problem. So we have to take transition function one by one. From this transition function we have to write the grammar for all this variable of the grammar, right? So first one is q0 0 z0, q0 x is z0. Here 0 is the current input symbol, z0 is the bottom of the stack element, and the stack elements are x and z0. The next state only q0 and the current state is q0. So the first transition function write from the given problem. So in the first step we have to write for Q0. Q0 is the initial state. For Q0 we have to write Q0 is the initial state and Z0 is the stack element, and the final state here is also Q0, right? So it can be written as 0 is the current input symbol, so 0 of, there are two stack symbols, so in this right hand side production we are using two stack symbols by all possible combinations of the given state. So Q0, first one is X and it goes to Q0, and the next one is the end state is Q0, the second stack symbol is Z0, and the final state is Q0. So another possible case is for the same variable Q0, Z0, Q0, input symbol is 0, and Q0, X, Q1, and the next possible case is Q1, Z0, Q0. What is the meaning of this sentence is, you can clearly see that here the initial state is Q0 and the initial state, final state is Q0. So whatever you have to write in the right hand side of the production, it will start from this initial state and ended up with this final state. So the first possible case is the Q0 start from Q0 and end with Q0, and again Q0 start with Q0 and end with Q0. So for this X and for this Z0, this is one possible case, because here initial state is Q0 and this is the final state, so this Q0 indicates this Q0. So Q0 start with Q0 and ended with Q0. So start with Q0 and ended with Q0 by applying two stack symbols X and Z0 for the current input symbol 0. This Z0 indicates the top of the or bottom of the stack element. So there is another possible case is there, that is here also Q0 and ended with Q0. So Q0 start with Q0 and end with Q1, and Q1 end with Q0. So you can clearly see that this Q0 indicates this Q0 and this Q0 indicates this Q0. So it will start with Q0 and ended with Q1, but you have to write all possible cases, but the start and the end of the state is very important for this production rules. So this is another possible case. This is one possible case. This is another possible case. Again, I can explain. This is Q0 and this is Q1. So this first possible case indicate Q0 start with Q0 for X, and Q0 start with Q0 and ended with Q0 for Z0. Right. This is first possible case. Another possible case is Q0 go to Q1 for X, and Q1 comes to Q0 for Z0. So in both cases the starting state is Q0, and in both cases the ending state is also Q0. So this is one possible case, and this is another possible case for the same input symbol 0 and for the stack symbols X and Z0. So this is for Q0. Similarly we have to write it for Q1. So Q0, the current stack symbol is Z0 and Q1. Right, so the next state is same Q0, Z0 and Q1. So here also the current input symbol is 0. So in the right hand side we have to write the grammar. It will start with Q0 and ended with Q1. So another possible case is it will start with Q0 and ended with Q1. So the first possible case is Q0, X, Q0. So Q0 goes to Q0 and Q0 goes to Q1. So Q0, Z0, Q1. So you can clearly say that it is Q0 and ended with Q1. So here Q1. So another possible cases is there, that is Q0, X, Q1, and Q1 goes to the self state Q1. So here the starting state is Q0 and ending state is Q1. So these are the possible two cases for this state Q1. Similarly we can write production rules for all the given transition functions in the push-down automator. Similarly do it for the second transition function which is given in the push-down automator. That is the second possible case. This is the second case. It's same like the first one, the third transition function q naught 0x, q naught xs, because all other problem having epsilon only. Here there are two stack elements. Similarly, like this third transition having two stack elements, so it do the same process like first one. So q naught x, q naught xx. So for q naught, the same step. Initial state is q naught, for q naught only, so the final state is also q naught. Here the stack element is x and the current input symbol is 0 by using two stack elements, so xx, xx, and two possible cases, start with q naught and end with q naught, start with q naught and end with q naught. This q naught indicate this q naught indicate this ending state. Similarly for all. The next possible one is q naught, start with q naught and end with q1, and start with q1 and end with q naught, because the start is q naught and end with q naught. Right. Next for q1, so initial state is q naught and the final state is q1 for the stack symbol x. So similarly, this double stack symbol x, x6, x6, the current input symbol is 0. So first possible one is 0 to 0 and 0 to 1. Next one is 0 to 1 and 1 to 1. So this indicates this current state, this final state means this final state, this initial state indicates this initial state, this final state indicates this final state. So next we will proceed with other transition function of push-down automata. So the third one is del of q naught comma 1 comma x is equal to q1 comma epsilon. It is very simple to write because there is no stack symbol. Whenever there is no stack symbols present in right hand side of the production, we have to write the grammar production very easily by applying only one rule. So here the initial state is q naught and the stack symbol is x and the final state is q1 and it goes to the input symbol is 1. Usually we have to write the input symbol and write all possible cases for the stack symbols, but here there are no stack symbol. The stack symbol is empty, which means the stack is emptied by the push down automata. So we are simply writing the stack symbol. So this is the third step. Then the fourth transition function is del of q1 comma 1 comma x, which indicates q1 comma epsilon. The same step is for third step. So here the initial state is q1 comma, the stack symbol is x and the final state is q1, which goes by getting the input symbol 1. And the next step is fifth one, del of q1 comma epsilon comma x. It includes q1 comma epsilon. So here the current state is q1 comma, top of the stack element is x comma, next final state is q1. It include by getting the input symbol is empty. Right, here the input symbol is 1, here the input symbol is 1, but here also empty. That's why we don't have write any symbols on the right hand side. Here the input symbol is empty and the stack is also the empty. And the last production is del of q1 comma epsilon comma z, q1 comma epsilon. The same step, initial state is q1, stack symbol is z0 comma, the final state is q1 by getting the input symbol epsilon. So these are the production rules for all the given 6 transition functions in a grammar. First one, second one, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. After writing the production rules for all the transition function in the given push-down automata, next step we have to easily write the grammar, final grammar from this all transition function and production rules. Before writing the production rules for a grammar, we have to check all the variables which are derived from the push-down automata. If any variable don't have any productions on the right hand side of the grammar. After analyzing all the productions, it is clear that there are 2 productions for the variables which don't have any productions on the right hand side. These 2 productions, that is q1 x q0 and q1 z0 q0, these 2 variables don't have any productions on the right hand side. Except this 2, all other 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 productions, 8 variables having productions on the right hand side, which means let us take s is one variable, so s having 2 productions, right? For example, considering q0 x q0, q naught x q naught. Here q naught x q naught having two productions in the right hand side. Similarly q naught x q1. So q naught x q1, q naught x q1 having productions on the right hand side. But you have to check q1 x q naught. q1 x q naught, there is no productions for q1 x q naught on in the production rules, which means that particular production don't derive any terminal symbols or any productions rules on the right hand side. So from this above 9 variable, these two variables don't have any productions on the right hand side, right? So from this we have to eliminate on this particular two variables from this all the productions. After that only we can get the final grammar. So first let us check the first production rules. First variable q1 x q naught. So we have to remove all the productions which are having the variable q1 x q naught, because q1 x q naught don't derive any terminals on the right hand side. So we have to remove that particular variable of all the productions, right? So have to check q1 x q naught on the right hand side. You can clearly see that q1 x q naught it is derived for q naught x q naught. So we don't take the production rules for this q naught x q naught, which means we have to eliminate these two production rules, right? And also so for q1 x q naught we eliminate q naught x q naught. And next what are the productions involved q naught x q naught, we have to also remove that production also, because we have to remove q naught x q naught. Then in the right hand side q naught x q naught present, in the sense there is no meaning of the production rules. So you have to check q naught x q naught is presented in the right hand side. Yes, q naught x q naught will be present at the right hand side of the productions q naught z naught q1. So we don't take this production, right? And we don't take this production, and also we don't take this production because it having the variable q1 x q naught. So q1 x q naught is eliminated. For this q1 x q naught x q naught is also eliminated. For this q naught x q naught z naught q1 is also get eliminated, right? Then the second variable q1 z q naught. So you have to check q1 z q naught is presented on the right hand side. Yes, q1 z naught q naught is presented at the right hand side of the q naught z naught q naught. So we have to eliminate this production rule, because it will be eliminated. So in defaultly this production rules is also get eliminated, right? So from this we have to take the production rules after eliminating is q naught z naught q1. We will take this one, and we can also take, so from this for q1 z naught q naught, this q naught z naught q naught production rule is get eliminated. The both production rules is getting eliminated. In this q1 this one is get eliminated because q naught x q naught is also get eliminated. So for this production rule is get eliminated. So we are taking this production rule only for q1. After this q1 x q naught don't derive any terminal symbols, so this production rules is getting eliminated. And q naught x q naught is presented here, this production rule. So this production rule is not taken. So in this q1 this production rule is taken. So there are 6 production rules only we have to take from this production rule. 1, 2, and this one we can take this one. So 4, 5, 6. There are 6 production rules only we can get from the above transition function. Repeat again. Before constructing the grammar, we have to check all the variables in the push down automata having terminal or having any derivations in the right hand side. If any of the variable don't have any derivations or don't have any terminals, then we have to eliminate that particular variable on the right hand side of the production. And also which of the variables including that particular variable, that variable is also getting eliminated. After that only we will write the grammar. So in this variable, these two variables don't have any derivations or don't derive any terminals on the right hand side. So we have to check whether which is present in the right hand side of the production. So first we will check q1 x q0. So you can clearly see that q0 x q0 derive q1 x q0. So we have to eliminate this particular variable, but this variable involved in this variable, so we have to eliminate all these production, that is q0 x q0 is also getting eliminated for this q1 x q0. In the next step, this q0 x q0 is getting eliminated. So in which production rules involved in this variable is also getting eliminated. So you can see this production q0 x q0 is involved, so we have to eliminate this q0 x q1 is also, right. After that, simultaneously you can clearly see that q0 x q0 is eliminated. So in this step, q0 x q0 is involved in this production rule, so this production is also getting eliminated. Now the next variable is q1 z q0. So q1 z q0 is involved in this q0 z q0. So for this q1 z q0, this particular variable q0 z q0 is also getting eliminated, right. So that's why this variable eliminated, this variable is getting eliminated, this 2 and this one is getting eliminated. So we will only take this production rule and this production rule, tick mark. Similarly, we also have to check for the start symbol. The start symbol having two productions, but in the below transition, q0 z q0 is getting eliminated for this q1 z q0. So q0 z q0 is involved in the start symbol derivation. So we have to eliminate this particular production rule for this start symbol. We can only take this production with this variable for this start symbol only. So after this eliminating some particular production rule, we can write the final grammar for this push down automata. So as I said, in the start symbol there are two variable, but it get eliminated, so you can only take s tends to q0 z0 q1. So q0 z0 q1. After this, in the tick mark symbol production rules, you have to write q0 z0 q1, q0 z0 q1 and q0 x q1, q0 x q1. Write the production rules as it is, right. And after this two, you can carefully watch, there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 translation rules. From this 8 translation rules, we get eliminated 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. That's why we are taking only this two production rules from the above transition function, and the remaining 4 have to be right. q0 x q1 1. So q0 x q1 1 and q1 x q1 1, q1 x q1, q1 x q1 1, and last one is q1 x q1 epsilon, q1 x q1 epsilon, and q1 z0 q1 epsilon, q1 z0 q1 epsilon. So this is the final grammar for the above push down automata. So in the given problem they are giving this push down automata. So from this push down automata, we will write the grammar in finally. I once again repeat all the steps. Before solving the problem, in the first step, we have to write all the terminals and variables which are involved in push down automata. So the terminals you have to write easily. The terminals directly given 0, 1. So the terminal symbols are 0 and 1. For variables, we are assuming initially, because the grammar start with the start symbol of the production. So we are assuming S is the start symbol, and after that we have to write the variables. For writing variables, we are taking the states q0 and q1 is given in the given finite automata, and taking the stack symbol, that is x and z0. So for this x and z naught, we are writing all possible states of given states q naught and q1. So q naught, q naught, q naught, q1, as I already said, right, q naught goes to q naught, q naught goes to q1, q1 goes to q1, and q1 finally goes to q naught, q naught to q naught, q naught to q1, q1 to q naught, and q1 to q1. So this is all four possible cases for q naught and q1 for a single stack symbol x. Similarly, you have to write all four possible cases for z naught. The four states are repeated, but the symbol x is replaced by the z naught only. So after writing terminal and variables, we have to write all production rules for all the variables in the given push down automata. We will start with the start symbol. So start symbol having only the initial state q naught, but it ended up with q naught or either q1, which means q naught to q naught, q naught to q1. So q naught to q naught and q naught to q1 by taking only the z naught, because z naught is only the bottom of the stack element. So the start symbol taking only z naught. So this is the production rule for the start symbol. After this, we have to take the transition function for each and every step. For this step, we have to write the translation production rules for each and every transition function, and for all possible cases we have to consider only the initial state and final state. So this initial state is this initial state, this final state is this final state. So we have to write all possible cases. These statements is very simple. Whenever there is no stack symbol is present in the right hand side, we just simply write the current input symbol, because these steps are repeated for whenever there is a stack symbol, but here there is no stack symbol is present, so we have to write directly the input symbol. So after writing the transition production rules for all the transition function, we have to check whether if there are any variable don't have any derivations or any terminals. So after analyzing that, we have to clear or eliminate the particular variable which don't have any derivations or any variable. So after removing all, we have to write the grammar production rules from the above push down automata.